Oh, good afternoon,
Yes.
or good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are.
Yes. So let's open. I don't know. I think that's everything. So welcome to Braunhaven. We'll be picking up where we left off last week. These guys um, finished looting the hunting manor, and they have these three uh, guards that, for once, they're not charmed. They actually these three guards are more or less agreeing to. Well, I wouldn't say that they've joined their cause, but they are. Um, they're open to negotiations. They kind of saw the writing on the wall, and that the Duke Bartholomew was not really that great of a guy, and so the party at this point is really deciding, what is next for them. And at the end of last week's game, they were discussing the idea of, um, really they need some place to stash their money. They are overweighted with coins and loot, and so they were discussing sticking it in the vault beneath um, Castle Braun, the ruins of Castle Braun, and they want to negotiate with the Black Widow spider that Alora has already used. She cast speak with animals, and so that's how they got past the Black Widow before. And so they are thinking of negotiating with her to um, see if they, if she will let them live peacefully there and not fuck with them, kind of situation. But before we get started, we would like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. And today we would like to thank Dogmight Games. Dogmight Games makes beautiful wooden tabletop accessories for your games, such as wooden DM screens, player vaults, dice trays, dice towers, et al. Um, and all of those items can be customized. If you order something that's customized, it'll usually ship within about 6 to 8 business days. But if you are in a hurry and you're just looking for, a gift idea, or I don't know, maybe you're giving yourself a gift. I do that sometimes. They have in stock inventory on their website, so I highly recommend checking their in store inventory. And those items usually ship in 1 to 2 business days, and all of their stuff is actually absolutely beautiful. I love their stuff. Um, we do have a discount code good for 10% off anything on their site. So if you load up your cart and you're checking out, go ahead and use the code FRIEND in all capital letters, and that should net you a 10% discount on your purchases. If you are a fan of the game and our channel, we do have a merch store via Zazzle, and all of the proceeds from that store go directly back into the channel, which helps us with subscriptions and bandwidth costs and what have you. If you've ever run a bunch of online games, you will know that the subscription costs for the different pieces of software you need, like map making software or um, just buying assets and map packs, and it can be considerable. So anything that you would be willing to help us out with, we have on the store. We've got a fleece blanket that comes in 3 different sizes. That is the map of the Glossian Empire. We have a beer stein that has the Greenwater logo on it. We've got shirts and buttons. In fact, one of the shirts and one of the buttons has the Pirates of Drenax pirate flag logo made by Cameron that is on it. And so, yeah, anything that you purchase from there will help out the channel, and we appreciate you. So, this week I have been working on the next installment of the campaign, Tacidantilus' Tantalizing Tower, and I am in the process of detailing the Imperial Port. The Imperial that ballooned in a hurry. Yeah, so the Imperial Port is a city with 4 different districts, and yeah, it's it's going to be a pretty big adventure, and that's only one location. Then, of course, there is the fishing village of Reef's End, which I haven't even got to yet. There is a monastery out there of some fairly interesting monks, and there is a island with pirates and smugglers that lives on it, named Smuggler's Cove. So yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in this book, and I'm thinking it might be a hardcover for print on demand. It, I suppose I could offer it in both. I don't know. I'll have to look at that because if I offer it in both, that drives my cost up as well. So because I believe I'd have to order a proof of each one, and that literally doubles my cost to create it. So some of the things I have to look at. Oh my God, am I being an adult? I have to make business decisions? How'd that happen? My parents would have never guessed. So yeah, that is. I'm probably going to take the next week and work on it as well because, of course, you have to feed the beast, and that is the next leg um, of the campaign. And you guys playing weekly are trundling right through everything that I'm writing. So, but the next part is gonna probably take you a bit. There's quite a bit there. So, so yeah, we where we left off. What are you guys doing? I mean, you've spent the night.
You did it out of order, okay? You wanted us to come here first, and we went there instead.
Well, yes, that's well. It all worked out in the end. It's kind of like sending your kids to preschool and kindergarten. The reality is it doesn't do shit for them. The studies have shown that they all end up the same at like grade 2 anyways. So you all got there. You all took different routes, but you all got there.
I think the first thing that we need to do is see what kind of staff is on hand here. You know, there was 2 or 3 guards that we had. That,
So there are 3 guards
yeah,
that
and some kitchen staff and stuff.
I mean they kind of saw that you went through the other guards like blenders, and they saw that you know who I mean, of course you don't have a confirmation that Duke Bartholomew was the doppelganger, but there's a pretty safe bet that that's who he was. So they saw that there's a doppelganger. They saw that Lady Bernadette was really a fey hag. Yeah, and these guys are neutral in alignment, so they're not overly tied to this place or to these people, and they're just kind of, I mean, letting you guys do what you want to do and taking a break. As far as the staff goes, the staff ranges anywhere from mostly neutral to lawful, depending on the individual's outlook. They too, this is just a job for them. They're not true believers or anything like that. So, but you guys have spent the night, so you should have your spell slots back and all of that. All that falderall. And so where we left off, you were discussing putting, stashing your coins and whatnot. Now, one thing that I can tell you, and this would be, I mean, the house staff would be able to tell you. You kind of knew this. There is a stable on the property, where your wagon and your 2 draft horses has been basically sheltered. And in this stable, there is another wagon. There is a very fancy coach, which has the same stats as a wagon, and except that it's more for carrying people than cargo. And there are a total of 8 draft horses, and then there is, of course, stabling for another what 6 war horses in addition to yours. So there you have some options.
Um,
I guess what
I
I guess what I'm saying is that if you want to load up the coach and the second wagon, you've got horses to pull them, and you could pack everything up and haul it to Castle Braun.
that's what I'd like to do.
Let's
And
do
and as much as the staff as we could have on hand, we'll pay them in copper, but we've got a lot of copper.
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you want to do about? I mean, the staff. Are you taking them with you to Castle Braun? Are you keeping the hunting manor? Where are you going with that?
Plan on taking everything to Castle Braun and offer our little rat library guy the opportunity to move to Castle Braun too.
Okay. Yeah.
Him and his whole library is welcome on Castle Braun. I don't think any of the other players have a problem with that.
Mm-mm. Did the elves take this place or something? It's like right on the edge of their forest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The elves can have this place as far as I'm concerned, and the penis temple.
The penis. So yeah, the elves did show up. This particular property, to be honest, the elves have never been a fan of it. Ilmater and what was the other? Ashrin. Ilmater and Ashrin. Ashrin, she's a wood elf. She doesn't care so much. And sticking to the strictest terms of the verbal agreement between the people of the town of Braunhaven and the elves of the Sylvanas Forest, Ashrin kind of, wood elves are kind of, I don't want to say flighty, but they really kind of are. And they're very nomadic. She doesn't care one way or the other. The way she sees it is that this hunting lodge or hunting manor is, for the most part, adhering to that verbal agreement. Ilmater, on the other hand, yes, he agrees that it is adhering to the verbal agreement, but he would be perfectly happy burning the place to the ground.
Well, if he'll allow us to go ahead and get our people and our stuff out of here, then let him burn it to the ground, use it as an outpost, whatever. I mean, it makes nothing to me. I mean, if we're not going to stay here, why would we care? You're muted.
You're muted, Cameron.
It seems like buildings that get left sitting around get inhabited by monsters. So
pretty frequently, yeah. Yeah, monsters will leave no building left unoccupied given enough time.
So then burning it down is okay if they don't want to live in it, I
Yeah.
guess.
That'll be another reason why rat library guy might want to relocate.
Right.
Oh yeah, rat library guy. We can't torch it with him inside.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, you present the idea to the ratling, and he, of course, like anybody, he's like, I gotta move, but he likes the idea of living in a castle, and he even basically says, well, around you guys, I don't feel like I would have to hide.
That's true. You could be the
Story. Just watch out for the spider.
Yeah, that's true. There's a giant spider, but
we're not necessarily sure what we don't have to tell them all our dirty secrets. He can figure it out when we're there at the castle and taking care of stuff. That'll be in the you guys wait here.
Bait and switch. All right.
Yeah,
that'll be in the welcome pamphlet.
Yeah.
This area is off limits if you value your life.
Right. Yes. And yeah. Well, and well, we'll get to that. Okay. So you're basically telling the elves they can do whatever they want with the place. They're The Ratling is in the process of packing up his stuff, and I mean he's a Ratling, so he probably doesn't have a whole lot. So, and you're loading up the 3 wagons.
Yeah.
And so the additional the second wagon and the coach both have or my
So did we agree that we're giving them all of the copper or some of the copper? How much of the copper?
I didn't weigh in. I
mean-
don't have an opinion.
Yeah. I mean, we've already gotten the experience off of the copper, so I mean, it's not really as valuable. You know, I don't give a shit if they get to split it amongst all of them if they're gonna be good subjects.
It's
if they
about
piss me off-
19,000 copper.
Man,
how much copper?
19,000.
Well, that's not as much as I thought. Is that your guys' total copper or?
No, that's the copper that we couldn't carry. That's not counting the copper that we can carry, which is another 13,000.
let's let them have that 19,000 copper then. Fuck
So I
it,
mean
it's copper.
that's
We're not gonna be-
1,900 gold.
Well, there's 3 hands here, and then
Yeah, and how many?
the
Let's
kitchen
see.
staff and all that. I mean, would that get
There are,
us?
in addition to the
What?
3 guards, there are 6 additional staff members.
So okay, that's 9 people. You know, I mean, God, was that getting 6 months of their
Yeah,
labor?
that gives each of them 211 worth of gold each. I mean that that's probably like 2 years' wages, you know, or
Oh, give 'em
actually
a
more
year.
than that.
Yeah, let's call it a year, right? We're generous. You get a whole bunch of money. We pay really well, and either we'll be dead or a lot more richer in a year anyway. So
That's a good point. In a year's time, that money will not matter to us.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah, and prepaid labor for an extended period of time, you know, and let them know that if they fuck us, we will kill you, bring you back from the dead, and kill you again.
Turn you.
No. We gotta don't bring them back from the dead to kill them again. We gotta bring them back from the dead and then do like they did in the movie and just leave them undead with one question remaining forever.
Oh, I'm not that mean.
Raise them from the dead and then put them in the bottom of an abandoned mine and seal it shut.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're giving them a bunch of money. I don't think we need to scare anybody quite yet.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a solid point you made.
So
but yeah, I mean, we'll need the extra hands to man all the vehicles and shit anyway. I mean,
True.
So yeah. So let's see here. That is 9 total.
So I will remove the copper from our.
Yes.
So Alora can get 6 people. So Alora can get 6 people. Is her max for retainers.
All right. That should do it. That's like 3 cooks and 3 security, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean,
Works.
so
Does that mean that one of us needs to go for the retainers as well, since she can only do 6 of the 9?
well, yeah, I got a 10 charisma on Borman, and Malachi is a lot lower.
So
You guys can
Alora,
try.
go ahead and roll 2d6, and because of your charisma, that's a +1 to that roll. And because of the gold or the amount of money you're offering them, I'm going to go ahead and let you add another +2 to that, so you get a total of +3 to that roll.
12.
Okay, offer accepted, and they are going to. They will. They have a loyalty of 10 to Alora, so the house staff all sign on quite happily. Who has the next highest charisma? Probably.
Borman's
Borman.
got a 10.
It's
I
Borman
think that's the
then.
next one.
Yeah.
None of my characters have charisma.
Maybe Malachi. I mean, maybe Mavis.
Oh, yeah,
Two,
Mavis.
no. Mavis got a 5. It's really bad.
Oh,
So,
shit.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Malachi is not much better with a 6.
so with
So-
a 10 of charisma, Borman could have a max of 4 retainers, and there's only 3 here. Borman, go ahead and roll 2d6 plus 2.
If you want a magic makeover before that roll, let me know. I got slots.
That's true. She could drop Mavis could drop Mavis's marvelous visage on you.
I'll take it. This is important shit.
All right. You're now beautiful and eloquent.
And then I
No,
get
well, so that's a plus 2 to charisma. That doesn't change
puts
it.
me at 12.
That doesn't change your NPC reactions at all. So it's still plus 2.
Oh, okay. Well,
It was still fun, and I got to do a
Yeah.
montage.
I look better at it, 8?
So an 8, they are considering, kind of talking amongst themselves. Go ahead and make the roll again.
This will be at plus 2. 8 again.
Shit. So they are still kind of debating and considering.
Do they want to come see the castle or something and then decide?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because I mean, so these guys, these 3 are level 3 veterans. They have fought in numerous wars and whatnot. Now the reality is that as veterans, they were conscripted into the Imperial military. And so part of what they are considering is, I mean, obviously your pay is better, especially this 211 gold sign-on bonus is pretty nice. But part of this too is that they right now have the opportunity to essentially have complete freedom. They can go do whatever they want. So their decision making is: do they want to sign on with you and be tied down, or do they want to go see the world and make their own way? Because going back to the capital city of Glaustein for them is not really an option. They would either end up, best case scenario is that they'd get just thrust back into a new unit, or worst case scenario is that they would be executed for not doing their job, essentially.
They don't have a lot of outstanding options on places to go anyway. I mean, right now,
True.
we'll point out that it will not be long before people start asking big questions about the tax man that is now missing.
Right, which is
Yeah.
that's the big reason why they can't go back to Glaustein. That's certainly going to that's going to be one of the first questions that comes up: is where's the Duke? Where's the tax collector? Where's the tax? Where's our money?
All that will be gone, except for the copper that you guys got. You can give that back to them.
Yeah, no, So I mean, like, things in Glaustein are. Here's a great example of how bad things are in Glaustein. So the standard imperial credit is, the official coinage of the empire is the cestus piece, and it is a gold. That is the gold piece. It is stamped with the image of Emperor Belution Cestus. I think I actually have a picture, don't I? Perhaps not. How did that happen? Oh, I'm getting my games mixed up. There it is. So this is what the standard gold piece looks like. And the Empire guarantees that each cestus piece is 99% pure gold. But nobody ever really questions that, because if you question it, then you're more than likely going to be arrested and accused with attempting forgery.
Well, we can assure these armed henchmen that in no plans in the near future are we thinking about going to the Imperial City. Our next things will probably take us off into the mountains. You know, and you know, we're not asking you to go permanently. We're just asking you to work an honest wage. You're not really going to have a lot of money to go adventuring and living on the land anyway, in your current state.
Go ahead and make a charisma ability check.
All right. 10.
You got it exactly. By the skin of your teeth. Go ahead and make another hiring reaction roll. So 2d6, and this time you're going to get an additional +1. Go ahead and 2d6 +3.
Okay. Add buff. 7.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still wanting to discuss it. They like the idea of going to see the castle. And,
Well, you know that gets us with all our shit to the castle, and if they decide they don't want to work with us, then you know the spider will need feeding.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
So yeah, then our next destination will be the castle.
All right. So.
Right.
I think so, yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta put some stuff away. It's crazy here. Pockets are bursting.
Yeah, 2 full bags of holding. What the fuck?
I know. Yeah, you guys are seriously loaded up. And so. This giganto map.
We are loaded.
So yeah, this is the overland. Actually, we don't need to mess with that, I guess. Okay, so you take about a day's travel from the hunting manor back to the ruins of Castle Braun, and of course you're traveling a little bit slower. So you are. What does it say for how fast does it travel? So the 2 wagons.
Does travel count as downtime?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, you can only travel 12 miles a day, so yeah, it takes you about a day. Well, no, actually, more like closer to yeah, it's a little over a day for you to travel from the hunting manor back to the ruins of Castle Braun. And things have since you have kind of dealt with the hunting manor and whatnot, things have considerably calmed down in the region. You're not seeing, of course, the things just seem a lot quieter. Like you're not you don't smell smoke on the air from Shrivelkin attacking a farm. Naturally, of course, you don't have the issue of the guards going out and causing problems with the peasantry, and so things are quite a bit calmer than they were before. And so, say about, let's just call it a even day and a half. What you were asking about downtime. So what is Dentry or Jackson doing in their downtime?
He wants to start working on that suit of armor, kind of getting it adjusted to his body.
No, you wouldn't be able to do that because I mean you're talking about
You're on the road.
you're on the road. You're driving the wagons, and
Okay.
and camping at night. You're not going to have access to a forge and an anvil and the things that you would need for blacksmithing and armoring. So that
Do they
wouldn't
have
be
that
possible.
at the castle? I don't remember if there's a forge at the castle. There has to be,
There
right?
probably,
Castle has
yeah, there would likely be a smithy at the castle.
Okay, cool.
Probably a
Maybe we
part of
should
either
see.
the west or east wing.
Okay.
We could easily stay a week or two at the castle when we get back. We don't have, once we get to the castle, we need to establish it anyway a little bit. I would think. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of work to be done.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, so yeah, getting back to the castle. So, what is your plan? I mean, right here in the right in here is where the Black Widow is residing. And one of the things that you will immediately notice is that, and you knew this from before, is that there are enough holes in the roof that the Black Widow is not confined to the Eastern Guardhouse. She can kind of climb up out of the holes in the roof, and she was able to get into the top of the tower and make her way down. So it's the eastern tower, gatehouse, and the east wing are kind of where she resides.
Yeah, we need to.
We should have given her the hunting manor and be like, hey, how about you relocate to the hunting manor and everything's good. I don't think the elves would mind having a natural creature like that around.
I wonder if she'd travel that far. I don't know.
We don't have to
That's
go
the only
talk to her.
thing.
Yeah.
We've got like eggs and stuff. Yeah, we gotta go
I mean,
talk to
we've
her.
gone too far. It was just a random thought.
Right. But we can park it at 1A and set the trail guys up there and have our henchmen kind of stand guard. Tell them, we're almost there. We need to go remove our protections before you guys can come in. If you'll just
Do
wait
any of the towers have a bell or anything?
There is a bell. There are two bells, actually. There is this tower here at the top has a bell used for alarms and that kind of thing. And then, of course, there is a belfry as part of the church.
The non-church bell, maybe the spider could live over there and like you could tell her to ring if it's just even crazy stuff coming. It'd be like a watchman then. I don't know. We'll see what she's down for, I guess.
So
I was thinking maybe we could ask her to relocate to the area right around the vault, and we'll instruct our people to periodically send sheep and lamb and other stuff down there for her to have an easy time of it.
well,
and if anybody,
there's plenty of giant rats down there too.
yeah, and if anybody goes in there that's not supposed to be, those are bonus snacks. And on the other side is we will have all our people living in the castle and everything else above, and it will be only us, the fellowship, that goes down to access the vault, and she will have all of that and a steady food supply sent in.
Yeah, we do need to get the kitchen map, so that's a really good plan. I like it.
Yeah.
I'll propose that to her.
And I mean, that's like a free guard for all our gold in the where our vault is. So
I like
as
it.
long as the Lord doesn't die, we can access our shit.
That's right. If the Lord dies, that is kind of a problem, isn't it? Well, you'll be like high enough level to kill the spider if you have to, I guess.
Oh
It would be
yeah.
a pain. Okay, that's our proposal officially for the giant
Yeah.
spider to be our
She needs a
friend, our
name.
special friend.
So what is Alora's charisma?
It
16?
is it's 14, but I can get a makeover and do more if I want to make it 16.
So so yeah, actually, yeah, with a makeover you would get the 6 retainers. So go ahead and roll a d6 plus 1 um, for your reaction roll.
3.
Ooh, that's not good.
Sorry, folks.
If we gotta kill the spider, we gotta kill the spider. I mean, that's
Sometimes
what.
how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the alternative.
And I mean, we could also just start there. Like, look, we could kill you and just move on with our existence, but we'd rather make you an ally.
I agree with that. That. I mean, self-preservation is.
Because that's like, look, we have a carrot and a stick, and we're really wanting to use the carrot instead.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Well, we'll see if she cares though. She might just be like, whatever.
Borman, of course, will be invisible when we start talking to spiders.
Okay. So, Alora, you go in and the Black Widow, and you got to figure this is a 6-foot long spider, so
Ooh.
it's got some. Yeah, it is unpleasant.
Can I be up with Laura as
Yeah.
I'm invisible?
Sure.
Yeah.
Where does Dentry and Jackson want to be? Just outside the door? What are you doing?
Freaky.
The door is open, but yeah, I'll have Jackson just outside, and I'll have Dentry kind of like in the door, just kind of lounging, like just there.
Okay. And what about Mavis?
Mavis is not like any of this shit. It's disgusting and creepy, so she's gonna be kind of far away from the door, like over here. Like, I'll go in if I have to, but you.
And what about Malachi?
Malachi will hang out over here with Mavis and talk about the beauty and the decay that is surrounding us.
Yeah, there's a lot of decay. I mean,
Yeah, like, oh, this area doesn't really need to be redecorated. It feels very peaceful and tranquil here to me. Smell it, smell.
The web's like a storage device. You just stick stuff
Yeah.
there, and there it is. You see all
yeah,
your stuff.
yeah, it's yeah, it would be pretty foul.
Well,
So
that's Malachi for you.
well, I don't know how foul. I mean, most of the wrapped up corpses. I mean, they are pretty wrapped, and they're desiccated because, of course, the spider would basically liquefy and suck out their innards. So I don't know that. I mean, mummies probably don't smell great, but it would be pretty disgusting. So the spider essentially has the attitude of, you guys again. I'm real tired of your shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, the spider is going to attack.
Oh god damn it.
And her thought on the matter is that why don't I just get rid of you and go back to living my life the way it was? It's kind of her thought process. So
Fair enough.
Dentry shouts out, You've chosen death, something more for me to kill. Huzzah.
Wow.
Like Dentry's like, all right, cool, I get to kill. I'm fine with this option.
Everybody, go ahead and roll initiative. What did Malachi get?
Malachi got a 6, and Borman got a 5.
And Allura
5,
and Mavis
4.
and Dentry
3,
and Jackson.
5.
That's a five.
And okay, and the Black Widow got a 4. So Mavis and the Black Widow will go on the same initiative. Looks like Malachi won initiative this round.
Yeah.
Actually though, well, there's no chance for surprise because you guys entered into the room with a proposal. You knew that there was a possibility the proposal could go south, so there's no need for surprise check. It is a pretty even keel. What does Malachi want to do?
Malachi is going to slip right inside the door and step to the side here. I can actually got enough to get all the way there in the corner with a straight shot, and he will pull out his brand new crossbow and look at the spider and goes, "Oh, I can't wait to harvest your sacks." And
So let's see here. Roll a d6.
a 1.
Fuck, are you so well, you didn't move though, right? You're just invisible.
We're talking about Borman. Borman,
Right.
Malachi's
You're talking
going.
about Malachi. Yeah, Malachi. So Malachi moves into the room and is planning this great assault or something, and steps into the webs and gets stuck. Malachi can try to break 3. Let's see. What is Malachi's strength? Oh, wait. It depends on strength.
My strength is 10.
So that is normal human strength. Strength normal.
My
Okay.
charisma is 6. I know it has nothing to do with it, but shitty ass score.
So you are stuck in the webs, and it's
Okay.
like it's one of those things where the more that you try to struggle to get free, it's like the more of you that gets bound up. But you can get free, but it is going to take you like 6 turns. So it's going to take you like an hour to get
Oh my
yourself
God.
free without assistance. So Malachi
Okay.
is stuck.
And I can't shoot the crossbow while I'm stuck?
I will say that you can go ahead and shoot the crossbow, but you're going to be at -1.
All right. Well, I will shoot the crossbow, and it's a +1 crossbow. So at a -1, this is break even, but my dexterity affords me a +1. So this will be a +1 roll.
Okay.
At an 18, and my THAC0 is 19. So that's going to hit AC 2.
That hits.
All right. And a crossbow does what, a D6 +1 because it's magical? Or no, it doesn't do damage. It's just a hit. So 4 points of damage, right?
Correct.
Crossbow's D6.
Yes. So
So
4
dunk.
points. Yeah. So you are stuck in the webs, but you release the crossbow, and the Black Widow spider kind of lets out a blood curdling, spidery like shriek. what does Borman want to do?
Since Borman's invisible, Borman wants to take the time to look for traps, which would be the webs as well, I hope.
Well, I mean, you know, you can see all the webs. I mean,
Okay.
it's pretty obvious. But you've already been through this room. You know that there aren't any traps. You also know that, I mean, it's not like the Black Widow's going to design any room traps. So,
Well,
so
I'm going to get over here then and cut Malachi free.
that's a good idea. Okay. What does it say about that? Well, it doesn't. So I would say, I mean, the only thing it says is that webs can be destroyed by fire in 2 rounds. But then, of course, anybody who's caught in the webs is going to be on fire. And they'll take 1d6 points of damage. So yeah, you probably don't want to let them on fire. But you are spending your turn or your round cutting Malachi free. What does Alora want to do?
As a free action, can I say something?
Yeah.
Why don't we just torch the room, y'all?
I don't want to burn down the castle, I guess. That's my only thought.
Burning after a couple turns, right?
Yeah, because I mean the walls and ceiling and corners of this entire room are just covered in thick, heavy webbing.
If y'all start lighting the webs on fire, I will charge in there and cut that bitch up like she is not shit.
I was gonna hop on my broom so I don't get stuck on anything, and then I was gonna wing the dagger at her. I don't have an easy way to start a fire on me personally. But
Just
if
come
someone
take
else
the
wants
flaming
to,
sword off of. Oh wait, you can't use a sword.
no.
So I did talk.
Okay.
So here's some good news. We may be getting at minimum 1 new player and at maximum 2 new players. I talked to Billy and CL, and I guess CL. He said that CL was likely to be going back to work. I think he said next week, and so he said just a little bit more time, and then either he or both of them are planning on coming back to the Saturday game. And I sent
cool.
him the link to our server so that he can create characters. And so you will be getting between 1 and 2 new first level characters.
Nice.
And
we will
We'll
have to
take it
protect the
easy
hell
on
out of them then.
No,
First
we
level
won't.
characters are squishy as hell.
yeah,
No,
you'll,
let
you,
us-
You make.
well,
No.
they'll level up pretty quick, I would imagine. But I also told him, I said, I am sure these guys have a ton of loot that they can,
Yeah.
you know.
we can help outfit them and all that, but let them feed the fucking graveyard, man. Fuck that.
Yep, all new. I mean, we are playing in the old school manner, so any new character is going to start at first level. So
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, they
That
can start
was-
at first level. We got gear. We got plenty of gear.
We can
Right.
give them some gifts and toys and
And-
you know, trick them to do dangerous things.
one of the things
No,
that
no.
one of the things
you
that
trying to
I
kill 'em?
learned pretty early on playing 5th edition was that it does not take very many magic items to suddenly offset level. So you could have, you know, a level 1 to 3 group, and you know they end up getting, you know, a couple of +1 swords, and all of a sudden, because of those +1 swords, and now all of a sudden they can hit creatures that have mundane magic resistance. Now they're hitting like level 4s and 5s, and that power creep only gets worse. So far, I have determined that it is pretty much works the same way in old school D&D, but I have all the way back to when I first started playing D&D. I mean, I don't think I've ever played with any DM that did not just dump magic items. I mean, there was something magical almost everywhere, and it didn't take very long for you to end up with something. So,
That's true.
so Alora, you're jumping onto your broom and you want to huck a knife, huh?
I think so.
All right.
She snubbed me.
Yeah. She basically.
Oh my god, nat 20.
Ooh. Okay. So
Okay.
You hit and you do max damage. So that's a dagger. So 4 is a +1 dagger.
Yeah, when I throw it, it's 2d4 plus 1. So it's
Ooh.
9 altogether.
Okay,
So I
so
fucked it up really bad.
Alora throws the dagger, and this dagger goes and stabs right into the face of the. I mean, do spiders have faces? I guess they do. It stabs
Yeah, they
right
do.
into one of the 8, or one of the 2 larger of the 8 eyes, and it shrieks, and its legs curl up, and it dies.
Sweet.
One shattered.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I
that
gotta
high
look at
level of
it.
a monster to be fucking so bold. We need to
All
get its
right.
poison sacks. Malachi will immediately, as soon
As
as
the have her children hatched in the time that we left and came
Yeah,
back?
that's what I'm worried about.
They have not, and I mean that is, of course, of some concern because this egg sac is, probably about the size of. It's probably about. I would say it's probably about a 5-foot diameter egg sac. It's taking up this whole corner, so that you might want to consider putting that to the flame.
Gentry walks over with his flaming sword.
Yep, and as soon as they're done moving, I'll follow with the frostbrand to put the flame out as soon as the eggs are done.
Okay.
Just so we don't burn the place
yeah, don't
down.
burn down the entire castle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you deal with.
That was a hell of a one shot. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I haven't rolled a nat 20 like this whole time, I don't think. Have
Yeah,
I?
you might have gotten at least one, but yeah, I mean,
It's been a while,
yeah,
at least.
if anybody's deserving of a nat 20, it was definitely Cameron.
Yeah.
She seems like she has an inordinate amount of ones.
What can I say? I just roll like garbage. That's what I do.
Right.
All right, so we weren't able to make a security guard out of this wild creature. Oh well.
Yeah,
And
shit happens.
and we'll.
At least we have a big gross mess to clean up now.
Yeah, we have people for that.
We gave them all this money and we're like, have a new job. They're like, hooray. And we're like, hey, here's a giant spider that's partially burnt.
So yeah,
Can you clean that up.
Yeah, you guys, burn out the webs and as carefully as possible, and you burn down the egg sac to kind of eliminate that problem. And so now, the ruins of Castle Braun are completely so far.
Oh wait, does she have you loot?
That is a
No.
very good
'Cause
question.
this is definitely her lair.
This is her
Yeah,
lair.
maybe there is some good stuff somewhere.
And last time we just skirted it. We're like, we're just
And
passing
the
through. Don't mind
beautiful
us.
thing of it is Alora has to roll the fucking percentile dice.
Yeah, Alora, go ahead and
Yeah.
roll percentage.
Fuck yeah, haha.
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
We believe in Alora.
You shouldn't do that. You got a 94.
94%.
Sorry,
No, there is nothing in there.
Well, there you go. She didn't do much, but yeah, we're able to at least move in, and are these people wanting to settle here? With some work.
I'm gonna take that back. So you didn't get anything spectacular, but you do get various. What does this say? Average result of gems, jewelry, and mixed coins. There's 160 gold pieces there.
Okay.
160 gold. Okay.
That's something.
What do we want to stick in the vault?
We need to go down there and dump all this gold and really lighten it up. I think. I mean, I am going to. I'm gonna damn near empty the fuck out of this thing. I've got fancy blankets, gems, silverware. I've got all kinds of shit.
So do you guys want to create a master list for the vault, or do you want to each keep your own list of what you have in the vault?
we can do one big master list if that's what you want.
I mean, however you want to do it. I mean, you guys are going to be the ones keeping track of what's in the vault and what is carried with you. So,
All right. Well, I have the most extensive list because mine is a bunch of fucking randomized items. So it's easier for Brian to give me totals right now and me record it here on this list.
so
Okay, so you
Maybe
can keep
what-
the vault. I'll still keep gold as we explore, though.
right. So go ahead and give me the totals for the vault, and I'll write it
All right.
down.
so to, I mean, we're not really using. I'm not using the detailed encumbrance rules. Because I find them encumbering. But to use them as an eyeball rate, the detailed encumbrance rules say that 400 coins, your movement rate is 120 feet for exploration movement, 40 feet for encounter. 600 coins is 90 feet, 30 feet. 800 coins is 60 feet, 20 feet, and 1,600 coins is 30 feet, 10 feet. Just as an eyeball adjustment of, how much of this shit can I carry with me?
Right.
Kind of.
I'm gonna mark stuff on my character sheet that I leave in the vault to lighten my load too. Because that's kind of getting extensive. We can all do our own personal shit to store in the vault on that. I
Absolutely.
think. Yeah. But if
Right.
you want to read that out real quick, I'll
And
I'll
then
add it.
the
Let me
other
finish mathing.
the other thing to keep in mind, of course, is the bag of holding can hold up to 10,000 coins. So if we want,
definitely been exceeding that.
right, which we're going to go ahead and fix that right now. So if there is stuff that let's say that you want to keep some stuff for Billy and CL when they join, that would have to go into, or obviously would probably get thrown into one of the bags of holding, along with any money or jewels or magic items that you want to throw in there.
All right.
And I guess here's another good question is, and it's probably not going to tell me, but what does it say? It does. My scroll wheel thing. Okay. So it does tell me. So, like for instance, a sword weighs 60 coins worth of weight,
No.
as an example. So,
That's not much.
no.
Not really.
Armor.
Armor. Does it tell me? I bet it does. Where is my armor? Angling, weapon, adventuring gear. Weapon. Yeah, it does. So, yeah, like plate mail. Shit, plate mail weighs like 500 coins. So there's a big bulk of Borman's encumbrance is carrying around that plate mail, or strapping
He also
it to
has
his
a bag
horse.
of holding though, so
Right.
most of the shit he sticks in the bag of holding. But I feel you. All right.
I
So
think
it
you would
is.
just have books to read too if we want to spend a week here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to spend a week here, Mavis can read her book.
Right, I'm ready with the numbers.
All right. Give them to me.
All right, platinum 550,
Okay.
gold 32,710,
Okay.
electrum 3,750,
3,750. Okay.
silver 34,015, 34015.
All right.
Copper 12,450 since we gave them all the extra copper.
Sounds fine to me. All right, I've got that in our vault section.
Now, don't forget, you guys are going to keep some money on you too.
Oh yeah, I got to get rid of my individual gold, but that's just the party gold that we decided to turn into one giant loot.
Gotcha.
We should all still have some gold on us, yeah?
Yeah, we could
I do.
split that. Yeah, I've got a lot of gold for me. We'll deal with that when we have people that need crap. Is what I'm thinking.
So are we spending a week here so that I can read a book?
Hell yeah.
And I
Okay,
can
cool.
get my armor.
Yeah, this is a week. We're going to work our NPCs as best we can, and you know, all of that fun stuff. I've got 2 weeks of fresh rations that I'm going to remove and throw away just because we'll eat it here and they deteriorate. That's going out of the bag of shit I've got to deal with.
So,
I've still got 3 weeks of iron rations.
so for the book, this is, if I remember, this is a book of sublime holiness, right?
Yeah.
And Mavis is lawful.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, cleric senses that the book is holy and may study it. Requires 1 week to gain 1 experience level and 1 point of wisdom. A character can only gain this benefit once, even if another book of sublime holiness is discovered.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
you can go up a level, and you would become the basically your experience would be the base for that next level, and you can add 1 to your wisdom.
cool.
So
I'm going to take. Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
What is your wisdom with wisdom now?
It was 11, now it's 12.
Okay, so it's still +0.
Yeah. So that might help.
I'm going to take the sword of sharpness +1 and the +2 mace with me to give to our new friends when they arrive, if
Good
they're
idea.
able to use it.
So the wait.
Right, because they might not be able to use the sword, but the mace would definitely go.
So the sword is going to weigh 60 coins. The mace weighs 30 coins.
All right. Both of them are going in my bag of holding.
Okay.
This is kind of, but I've got their weight down on there.
So yeah, the specifically the bag of holding. So 10,000 coins in weight. Objects of up to 10 feet by 5 feet by 3 feet can fit inside the bag. So definitely a mace and a sword would fit.
No problem there. All right, cool. And then in the vault, I've got just a literally ton of shit. We need to find out if these guys are going to sign up on us or not.
That's a good point. Was it Borman or?
So can I just change my stat for the armor now, or do I have to wait and see if anything happens over the course of the week first?
Yeah, you can change your stat for the armor. You have enough time that you can kind of work on the armor over that week.
Malachi's going to want to work on a spell, but Borman will be the one have to try to get these guys to sign up finally.
So what is Borman's charisma?
10.
Okay, so that's a 0, and then +2 for the money, and we'll say another +2. Because +1 for they can see the potential in the castle, and another +1 for how you guys just you dealt with the spider. The spider is no longer an issue. So you get a +4
All
total.
right.
So 2d6 plus 4.
Oh, damn it. I rolled a 19 on the damn D20. I'm sorry. I'll clear it off. And 2d6
Hello, Kitty.
plus 4.
Hello, Kitty.
That'll be a
Hello,
13.
Kitty.
That's over the 2d6.
Okay, so they decide, yeah, you guys are a better bet than what they've got going on, and so and obviously you're capable of paying better, and so they agree to sign on.
Wonderful. Out of the Laura staff, you know, I guess they're just going to be cleaning and cooks right now. Is that all they're going to work on?
Well, we'll get to that here in a minute.
Okay.
But go ahead and finish divvying up your vault loot first.
All right, I've got all my loot in the. I mean, I emptied out the bag of shit I got to deal with. So I mean, there's like a shit ton of gems, magic items, various other shit.
So one thing to
it's
remember
all
about
involved.
gems too is that gems are a large amount of money in a very small package. So gems you might want to hang on to.
You know, I'm not really planning on spending. Oh, dude, we need to get money. We need to take money with us, don't we?
Yeah,
In
you're going to
order
want to
to
keep
try
money
to-
on you. And so if you figure one gem, I would figure that well, it depends on the size of the gem, I guess. But like small gems,
I've got an Electrum necklace and bracelet set worth 1,500 Electrum pieces. I'll take that.
to give you an eyeball estimate. Gems and jewelry. So small gems worth 10 gold pieces each. There's like 4 of those to 1 coin for weight. 50 gold piece gems 2 to 1. 500 gold piece gems would be 1 coin in weight. 500 gold piece gems would be 2 coins in weight, and 1,000 gold piece gems would be 4 coins in weight. So one gem can pack, quite a bit of wealth
I'm
for
going
a
to take
minimal
30.
amount of weight.
I've got 30 gems worth 500 each that I'm bringing.
So,
I've got, all right, this is what I'm taking in the,
So that would
in
be
the parties.
so that would be 60 coins worth of weight
Okay.
for
20,000
15,000 gold.
or 50,000.
Yeah.
Right. All right, how much weight is this Electrum necklace and bracelet set worth 1,500 Electrum pieces?
Probably the entire set is probably the weight of 5 coins.
Okay. What do you think, guys? That's 1,500 Electrum pieces plus 30 gems at 500 each.
We'll be fine. We can afford anything we want, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
mean, with just that amount alone, you're freaking rich.
Yeah.
Let's just be wealthy and not obscenely wealthy.
Well, I was just trying to think of things to take. If we're going to invest in this property, we might need large sums of cash to get people to come on out and start working. What I'm thinking. Right.
Plus, you never know. We might come across a store where we want to buy something.
I think we're maxed out on our retainer. I was thinking when we're gonna go to another place to get another piece of that key. Right, to get the loop.
Yep, and we're probably going to get more riches as we go along.
Yeah, I just thought we should have some money in case we need to buy something along the way for that. But other than that, I wasn't really worried.
Yeah.
'Cause I think we've hired everybody we can for now.
Our next leg of the adventure, we're going to Braunhaven, right?
I mean,
now,
if you're heading up the Eastern Tradeway into the Schelus Mountains, because I mean the last the most obvious location to get information about the looped scepter would be Zolotoheim, and so you would go through Braunhaven
Well,
and follow
the elves were headed to Braunhaven, so I mean, we need to check in there. They might have craftsmen and shit that they could, we could hire to come out here and help develop the castle. I don't know. We need to get people populating the castle and working on putting it back together. Is all I'm thinking.
Mhm.
That might be expensive, but I guess I'm okay. I don't want to overthink it. I guess that's
yeah,
not.
one thing at a time. So so finish putting your loot, offloading loot into the vault is.
Oh, I've done that. I've got a +1 mace. I've got 500 platinum pieces. I've got 32,700 gold pieces, 3,750 electrum pieces, 34,015 silver, 12,450 copper. I've got the castle deed to the Braun. I'm going to take the castle Braun deed with us, I think. I've got a potion of control red, gold, or stone dragon. I've got 12 gems worth 100 gold pieces each. I've got a +1 fancy short sword. I've got a silver and ruby chalice worth 600 gold pieces. Silverware worth 150 gold pieces. 3 gems worth 50 gold pieces each. 2 fancy blankets worth 50 gold pieces each. A platinum holy symbol unidentified at 800 gold pieces each. I've got 15 gems worth 150 gold pieces each. I've got a set of silverware worth 100 gold pieces. 4 gems worth 10 gold pieces each. A chalice worth 150 gold pieces. 3 bottles of spices worth 20 gold.
So that's the stuff you're putting into the vault.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A holy book worth fucking 125 gold pieces. 1 70 gold piece rug. 20 gems worth 100 gold pieces each. An electrum tiara with 200 gold pieces. 2 rings totaling 150 gold. 1 gem worth 25 gold pieces. A holy symbol of Tallulah worth 700 gold.
Jesus Christ.
A silver tiara worth 200 gold pieces. 7 pieces of jewelry worth 200 gold pieces each.
So
8 gems worth.
okay, so you have a vault full of stuff.
Treasure.
Oh yeah, that is roughly 2/3 of the list that I read out.
Okay,
But you seem like you wanted to hear all that.
No, that's fine. So I assume Mavis and well, probably Mavis and Alora probably aren't carrying nearly as much because a lot of their stuff went directly into the party loot. But one thing that Mavis might consider,
this is all party loot, and we each have an equal share of that. So if you need money or gold checked out of your share, we can divvy that a share. If you want to cash in any of your gold to make gems, I can make that happen. I've got a lot of. I can hook you up if you want to do an exchange, shit off your character sheet versus vault material.
All right. I mostly got scrolls and potions is what I was in charge of. So I don't think there's a lot to deposit. But yeah, I got plenty of personal gold. I'm happy. I would like to know if the people of Braunhaven are happy that the hunting manor got decimated, I guess.
So yeah, Mavis and Laura, yeah, like I said, you probably don't have a whole lot. Most of your stuff's going to be in potions, which I would imagine potion vials are probably going to be like probably 2 coins in weight each. What about Dentry and Jackson? Are you offloading?
Probably. Yeah, I offloaded some gold I uploaded some coinage into the vault. I have it stored on my sheet as separate for what's in the vault. Jackson apparently is only allowed to have what he's carrying. He can't put stuff in the vault.
Yeah, he's been carrying light all along.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And,
either has to donate excess to a
yeah.
cause, something other than other party members, or he has to basically just leave it.
Now, I wanted to Malachi wanted to write a spell.
Okay. What is Malachi? So yeah, you get you found that one book that basically
Cuts my price in half.
right cuts the price in half. So what is Malachi writing?
I would like to write Malachi's Witherweed spell.
Okay, and what
It'll
does
use. Well, I'm hoping that for a second level spell, with a pinch of Witherweed, Malachi can make a gaseous poison cloud that covers a 10-foot radius area. Probably have maybe 90-foot reach or some shit like that. Whatever, the most reach I can get away with at second level. And I just want to make a cloud of poison, basically a poison cloud, but I want to attach my name to it. And I want to use, this witherweed stuff I have is kind of I've got 4.5
we could call it
feet of it.
Malachi's Witherweed smoke.
Yeah. And it'll just,
And so as
put-
an idea, let me look. What does Cloud Kill look like? So Cloud Kill. So yeah, it would fill a 30-foot diameter area.
Okay.
And what does it say? All creatures in contact with vapor suffer 1 hit point of damage per. Now this would be worse than that. I would say that this would Witherweed smoke would be higher level than Cloud Kill.
What level's Cloud Kill?
Well, this is. Oh no, I guess this is the same. So creatures with less than 5 hit dice must save versus death or die.
I like that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. This would essentially just mimic Cloud Kill, to be honest. So it says it would last 6 turns. A poisonous fog streams from the caster's fingertips, filling a 30-foot diameter area. The fog moves at 60 feet per turn, 20 feet per round, driven by the wind or away from the caster in still conditions. Because the fog is heavier than air, it sinks to the lowest level. Well, that wouldn't apply to this because it's basically smoke. So it's not a fog. All creatures in contact with the vapor suffer 1 hit point of. Well, this would be 1 dex point of damage per round of contact, and must save versus death or die once per round of contact.
Nice. What level is this?
Well, this looks like it would be a 5th level spell.
Ooh. Yeah. Can I taper that down to a second level type spell?
I would say if you wanted to do like a 10-foot diameter area,
What if
and they
with
would
a pinch?
they would.
How about I do a single target? Single target. I hit the single target with this spell. If I miss, of course, then fuck it, I miss. But if I get them, or they make a save.
So I would say
I'm
that
just basically.
yeah, they would get a save versus spells. If they fail, so you could say single target within a 10-foot range.
Okay.
They get a save versus spells or take 1d4 dex points worth of damage. So the thing with that is that, well, it would either be, I guess it would just be 1d4 hit points of damage because a lot of creatures don't have ability stats. So yeah, it would be 1d4 damage. Well, we'll just say 1d4 damage, save versus death, Or die. Or die is gonna make it way too high of a level spell. Yeah, just 1d4. Or we'll say 1d6 hit points of damage.
1d6, is that like per round of poison hit on them until they save? Or...
Yeah, we'll say that duration is 1d4 rounds.
All right.
So if you wanted to do, so you're doing a single target, so we'll say 1d4 rounds, 1d4 damage per round.
Okay. 1d4 damage for 1d4 rounds.
And they get a save versus spells. A success would mean that they negate and step out of the smoke.
All right, cool.
I could see that you would have, like, for material component, you would have a pinch of witherweed, and the somatic component would be blowing the smoke from your hand.
Yeah,
like blowing them a kiss.
Yeah, and it goes out to them, and if they fail their save, they start taking damage. 1d4 damage for 1d4 rounds, and it's got a nice little 10-foot range. I make it something that's a silent spell where I don't actually have to say anything. It's just a nice little blowing action with some, so it's kind of a stealthy type of attack.
Yeah, I don't think that you would need a verbal component. Well, maybe to ignite it, but...
Well, a light blowing,
So yeah, duration 1d4 rounds, range 10 feet.
I like it. I'm going to use it.
And it's... Yeah, so it says caster ignites a pinch of dried witherweed in his palm and blows the smoke at a single target. The target must succeed on a save versus spells or take 1d4 damage per round for the duration of the spell.
Sounds fine to me.
All right.
Love it. Yeah. Probably they're choking and shit. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, witherweed smoke is...
So that witherweed that we killed that was in here before, is that still just chilling there now, that dead witherweed?
I collected it.
Yeah, he packed it up and stuffed it in.
All of it or some of it?
Yeah. I got 5 feet of it total, and then with half a foot, I made a witherweed burning ball that'll make a 5-foot radius thing that'll damage. I use that with my sling.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I've got I'm going to dedicate a few feet of that for spell components so I can keep my Malachai's witherweed kind of
nice.
And then I'll still have 2.5 feet worth of this shit to make more wither burning balls. That's Malachai's thing. He likes to do stuff.
So then
I dig it.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I dig it.
So the next question, of course, is so you've got these 6 scullery maids and 3 veterans. That's not for a castle this size. That's But I mean, it's not like your party's huge, but that's not a lot of people to begin construction efforts. So if you guys are going to go to Braunhaven to try and do a hiring effort to get more skilled workers, what are you telling these these 6 maids and they're not all maids, some of them are cooks, but the 6, you got 9 retainers. What are you telling them to do? Essentially, you got 6 retainers and 3 mercenaries. So what are you telling them to do while you're gone? The mercenaries, of course, aren't real big on the whole manual labor thing. Their training is in combat. So if you want them to be guards, they're really good guards.
That's what I think they should be: is guards in the fighting force, and maybe every now and then when something heavy needs to be moved, they could provide some muscle.
Yeah, they could do that. So then,
Right.
what are you telling the 6 retainers to do?
Fix the place up and like take care of just general needs. I don't expect them to finish much of anything. Place is pretty fucked up.
So I
But
mean,
yeah, just do what they can.
We're going to
they would
go hire
Let's say
help.
like get like one area of this solidly like livable. It would be over here.
that
or
was
over here.
that was going to be exactly what I was just the first one was what I was going to be just about to circle, because this is the west guardhouse and the west wing, where obviously your 3 veterans need someplace to bed down and stash their loot, and of course the maids would want, or the retainers themselves are going to be living in the west wing part. So that's probably where they're going to start.
Yep, and we
Awesome.
will
Enjoy tonight.
contract a rebuilding effort to come here and provide aid and start, doing other things in the really near future. But we've got to go get
We're gonna
them
need a lot
hired.
more money for that.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, I bet we could go do a contract. I'm trying to figure out a way that we could avoid
I would
actually
I would
doing
say that
henchmen.
you could. I mean, you're going to have to pay these people. So I would. So that's actually a really good. What are you going to be paying? I mean, this 211 gold that you paid in copper. Of course, that's kind of their sign-on bonus, and that'll carry them for a little bit. But what is their, you know, what is their daily rate? So to tell you what daily rates look like, um, 2 silver pieces per day is considered just cruel. 5 silver pieces per day is considered poor. 1 gold piece per day is about standard. 5 is decent, and 10 gold pieces per day is considered lavish pay.
How
Damn,
about
that's a lot of gold per day.
Yeah, that
Well-
would be these would be fairly wealthy retainers.
Well,
I would
we'll
even
come-
go so far as to say that you would gain a plus. So with decent or lavish pay, decent pay of 5 gold pieces per day, you get a +1 to their loyalty, and if you pay them 10 gold pieces per day at lavish, they get a +2 to loyalty.
5 gold pieces a day? I think is fair. That's a well-paid thing. I mean, and we've got the stack of gold. It's not like we have a lot to do with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe I will offer a +1 short sword, a fancy one, to one of our mercenaries.
Yeah, one of the
Kinda
veterans. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him that as maybe you are the in charge kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, while we're away, and that will be that covers him the at least for a long time. This is a fancy short sword that should cover his extra cost of being in charge for a while. I'm hoping.
So,
Is that fair?
well, I guess those retainers were for adventurers. So, what's it say about paying? Retainers will usually want a guaranteed fee per day So they're not going adventuring for you.
No, so they're not really henchmen, right?
Yeah,
They're not like retainers. These are staff.
these mercenaries. Now I'm curious.
I mean, if we have to go by our henchmen on the thing, then there's no way that we'll ever be able to hire a large enough force to come build our castle and all of that, you know.
So
But if they're just people that we hire,
these
they're just
mercenaries would count as probably heavy footmen.
okay.
Their regular wage is, for the veterans is 3 gold pieces per month.
Okay.
That sounds a bit more accurate for what I was thinking for like average pay. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money for like an average earning.
Yeah,
let's give them 10 gold a month. That's 30 gold, and that retains them for a month, and I can pay.
Oh yeah,
I can pay that out right now.
So you're paying the 3 guards 10 gold a month. How much are you paying the staff? Like 5 gold a month?
yeah.
Yeah. So how much total was that? That's 30 for the guards, and then how much for the other staff?
That would be. Brain does not math today.
15. Oh no, 30. Because there's twice as many of them.
300.
60.
So for the staff, it'd be 300 gold a month. And,
okay. So
oh,
I
wait,
will just...
no. Sorry.
30.
30. You're right. 30 gold.
It works out to the same. If we pay them half as much and there's twice as many of them, it's the same.
Right.
Yeah. So that's 60 gold, and that puts me at 60. They're paid up for the month. Out of the treasure that's in the vault.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to pay them advance? Because it's very possible you'll be gone longer than a month.
Right. Well, I'm paying them now for the month, and I will figure. I will.
You could, like, one of the staff was a head butler. You could put him in charge of paying them and give him a stipend.
Yeah.
To pay.
I will do that. I will take 1,000 gold out of our vault. Okay.
All right.
And then so 1,000 gold is going to be designated in this butler's hands. I'm going to call it the castle fund.
Okay.
And that'll be money that is on hand for the butler to spend on whatever the fuck they need to keep the staff going.
You might want to give him like 3,000 gold and the reason I say that is if you're going to hire more people from more retainers from Braunhaven, that way he could afford to pay them.
All right, 3,000 is fine.
And basically keep them operating.
Okay, is that all the logistics?
I think so. So
Okay.
your next stop, of course, is Braunhaven. I need to find Braunhaven. There it is.
All right. I've got 3,000 set aside in the castle fund in my records of what's in the vault. And I've given the head guard a fancy short sword +1 that I'm taking out of my inventory.
Okay.
That is his bonus of being the head fighter guy in charge.
Yeah.
And that should manage the castle right now. And if we could get Braunhaven people when we stop through to go there and help out. We've already got money on hand to make that work. Right?
Yeah. So it takes you about another day of travel from the ruins of Castle of Braun Are you taking the two wagons and the coach, or are you leaving something back at? Are you leaving one of these vehicles back at Castle Braun? What are you taking with you?
I think we should leave one. What do you guys think?
I mean, they might need that to do stuff, to go get supplies or whatever as they. I mean, so yeah, I mean, we have our own wagon and stuff. Why don't we just leave all that here for them?
Okay. And then then the question is, are you going to hitch 4 of the draft horses to your wagon so it can haul more, or are you going to keep your 2 draft horses?
Wait, how many do we have all together?
So originally, when you had
A lot of
when you had
We got like a
purchased,
shitload.
well,
Or-
you've got your original wagon, which had 2 draft horses, allowing it to carry 15,000 coins of weight. The other wagon that you picked up has 4 draft horses. It can carry 25,000 coins of weight, and then of course you have a coach with 4 draft horses that can sit 6 people and carry
I say we take
15,000
4.
of weight.
I say we take 4 just in case 2 like get killed by something. You know,
Sounds
like
cool.
we'll have something left to haul all the goods around with.
Okay.
Sounds cool to me.
All right, so you set out with your wagon and 4 draft horses, which could still only travel 12 miles a day, but that's okay. So it takes you about a day, and you pull into Braunhaven at dusk. Sun is starting to set, and you can see that. So you've been gone probably 4 or 5 days at this point. Since the last time you were here, you can see that they have done quite a bit of work as far as clearing out some of the houses that were burned, clearing out the burned timbers of the wooden palisade that was being constructed around the town, and they are moving forward with, of course, their next step will be to start rebuilding. Most of the town, as far as like skilled workers and whatnot, are going to be geared towards that. So if you want to hire additional retainers to send to the castle to work for you, that's going to
Gonna
be
be
a
a while.
-1 to your hiring attempts because simply because of the fact that most of the people in town are already so engaged.
What about there's a little village right around here. I've got a treasure map to that. The treasure map is near that little village. Why don't we go hit that treasure map and then see if that village has people to hire that we can send to our castle?
So oddly enough, that village is on the way to up the mountain.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we could rest here and then in the morning do that. Head out that
Yeah.
way.
I mean, because we've already got this place that seems to be booming. The open trade way and all that is that should be improving things here.
A bit, yeah. And I mean, at least for now, the the imperial tax collectors are dealt with, and like I said, they're in the process of rebuilding from when the tax collectors came through and looted the place. You could hire people to get to work, on your manor that you have here in town, down here at number 12, all the way down here,
Yeah.
if you wanted to so do that.
That's all right.
Okay.
We have our eyes set on the castle because we're crazy.
Yeah, I think we need to probably just buy and have delivered supplies for the castle.
Okay.
Can we do that? Can we hire and have some supplies delivered to the castle so that way they have food and things like that?
Yeah. So, how much do you want to purchase? And to tell you, generally, see here. So for food, I mean, there are standard rations. And there, of course, there are iron rations. Now, iron rations, that's more, I would think, more of like an adventurer's meal because it can deal with travel better. It lasts longer. Standard rations, of course, are cheaper. 7 days of standard rations is 5 gold pieces.
Okay. I want to take like one of these gems worth 500 gold pieces
Okay.
and buy a good set of iron rations, some of them not so standard rations, spices, flour, blankets, bedding,
Okay.
blah 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 blah. I am trying to make sure that our employees there have what they need to settle in and set up and start an existence.
Yeah, I would say a 500 gold piece or one of those gems would be enough to buy enough food and sundries for the next 100 days.
Great, and I want to send Willow the war dog with them. And if I can, I'd like to buy a couple more war dogs here in town to go with them
Sure.
to start a family there at Castle Braun.
Yeah. So yeah, they're 25 gold pieces each.
I will spend the 50 out of Borman's thing. So I am sending 3 war dogs to go live there at our Castle Braun. Willow and his two women friends. Bitch friends, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. And I will pay for that out of my personal money. I've got to buy something with it. So yeah. All right. And then so they're going to deliver that, and then all my bookkeeping here in this town is done for everything I need to do.
Anybody else? Okay. So you spend another night in Braunhaven in your manor. And the manor really didn't. The manor wasn't lit on fire or anything. I mean, the worst damage to it was the front door is going to need to be replaced. So I mean, it's not terribly damaged compared to some of the other buildings in town. And then the next morning, you pack up and you continue on up the mountain. And so you cross over the barbarous trade bridge. And so this white dotted line, if you go all the way down,
Are we not stopping by that village?
well, we're getting there. So
Sorry.
it is across the barbarous trade bridge to the west, and so this white dotted line that changes to black all the way down at the bottom of the map. This is the Eastern Tradeway as it travels up through the mountain directly to Zolotoheim, and it actually then continues through Zolotoheim into the country of Stygian and to the Stygian city of Olasveller. And but there, as you are traveling up the Eastern Tradeway, and you're kind of following this treasure map, you come to a wooden sign on the Eastern Tradeway. And this wooden sign is basically just a couple of arrows on a post, and the one arrow pointing west and kind of along the Eastern Tradeway just says in burned in black letters on it, it says Zolotoheim. The other marker points to a very narrow dirt path that kind of veers off towards the south, and it says, burned in letters, Stagholm. That's,
Stagholm is that little town,
yes, that
right?
there is a small village there.
Yeah. Do we
Let's
want
check
to?
it out.
Yeah, we want to stop by the small village and try to hire folks, right?
So,
Or just look for treasure, either way.
And the treasure too. Yeah.
and to tell you how big the mountains are, one of these hexes is 12 miles. So you, in a day with your wagon, you can only travel one hex. So, but, and it gets worse than that, but we'll get to that, that little ditty here in a minute. So, you travel, not very far, probably about a half a day. It is once again starting to become nightfall. The air, the air is getting colder. You are climbing steadily into the foothills of the Schelus Mountains, and about actually this is probably the second day of travel. I'm probably about starting to get around dinner time, 5 bells. You come to the small mountain village of Stagholm. And the first building that you see here, as you are traveling along a small, like I said, this is a very small, dusty trail. There are some wagon ruts in this trail. The first building that you come to, denoting that you are entering a town, is a registrar's office, and this building is made in such a way. All of these buildings are like alpine construction. Cameron's from the area. I don't know if you've ever been to like Leavenworth, Washington, but it's kind of like that. This is a German-style little alpine village. And so the bottom, the foundation is usually made of like almost like cobblestone, riverstone, and it probably goes, the foundations of these buildings, some of these buildings go up as much as almost 5 feet. And then on top of that is wood and timber and plaster type construction. This particular building has a large archway and is wide enough that you can pull a wagon into going through this archway, and the road goes through this archway and into town. But it doesn't look like the tunnel that goes through the registrar's office has been used in quite some time. And there is a sign out front, and it says that all guests to Stagholm must sign the guest book in the carriage house.
I guess
Okay.
we'll stop and sign.
That's not a big ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see that this registrar's office is, and you know it's the registrar's office because there is just a white wood sign that is painted on registrar's office, and it is a 2-story building. And you step in, and there is it's impossible to miss this guy walking around. There is a 7.5-foot tall Stygian with bright red hair and a bright red beard, and he comes stepping out, and upstairs you can hear the sound of somebody thumping around upstairs, a couple of somebodies upstairs, and you're assuming that they're probably just as big as this guy. And he comes up and introduces himself as Herrick Steinbjorn, and he says, "Oh, welcome to the town of Stagholm. My name is Heinrich Steinbjorn. Please, you might be alarmed at my size if you've not seen Stygians before, but my wife Ingigerd and my teenage son Einard is upstairs, so do not be alarmed by the clunking sounds in the ceiling. What brings you to Stagholm today?"
We need to sign the guest book.
Yeah, he as he's talking to you, he slides the guest book forward and he brings over a quill pen and a pot of ink.
We're going to the mountains. Is that right?
Oh, you have
Is
come
that
to
our
the right
ultimate goal?
place. Stagholm is an excellent place to start journeys into the Schelus Mountains. We have guides and sled dogs. I would highly
Oh,
recommend
cool.
talking to some of our good guides. If you're going to stay the evening, I might recommend going and getting a room at the Zweistwager Inn and Tavern.
Do you,
Awesome.
do you have any craftsmen, builders?
Oh, everybody in town is a builder and a craftsman of some kind. We are very rugged individuals here in Stagholm. We pride ourselves on not having a need to import anything. Of course, we do import some things because we like the little luxuries in life. But he's like he grabs his this tunic that he's wearing. He's like, my wife made this.
That's nice. Wonderful, wonderful craftsmanship. Even if it sucks, I'm going to be complimentary.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't suck. It is.
Pretty nice.
I wouldn't say that it's really nice. I would say that it serves its purpose. It is utilitarian.
And this is not the town that we have a treasure map near for, right?
This is the town.
This is okay.
The treasure map. In fact, if you go to the north where the number 8 is, the treasure map is pointing up this trail, and the treasure map lists this as the northern loop.
Oh well, we might want to hire a guide to go to the northern loop, but also you want to try to negotiate. Alora, do you want to, or Dentry hadn't had a turn yet either, but we do need to get some builders headed to Braunhaven.
Well, your best place. So, I mean, the most common place to post a notice for things like, if you're hiring people, would be an inn or a tavern.
Yeah, let's go check out the inn and see if there's anybody that needs work over there. And Alora can make the rolls for trying to hire people.
Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't make any kind of he makes a comment. He says, yes, they have stabling and places for you to store your wagon, he says, you might have noticed that the registrar's office is a coach house. Not I wasn't living here yet, but they had grand plans that this would be someplace to inspect wagons as they came in to the town. A customs check, as they say. But I think that the original builders of the town had far grander ideas for how big Stagholm was going to be. We are just a small community. He's like, there's no need. I'm not going to inspect your wagon.
Oh, cool.
All right. Well, thank you. It's really nice. Guess we're going. If we could get instructions to where the inn is.
Yeah, he tells you just follow the main road through town, and you will find the Zweistwager Inn and Tavern to the left of the ridge, and it is a small complex of buildings.
Awesome.
All right. All
So-
right, I guess that's all we got here.
So you load up back into the wagon and you head on. So as you are traveling, you see that there are a number of number twos are small town residences, people that actually live in the town, and Hyrick kind of walks with your wagon as you are heading towards the inn. He wants to make sure that you get there okay. He yells up, Ingigerd, I'm going to take our guests to the Zweiswager. And she yells down, Hyrick, don't you stay and drink all of that lass's beer. He's like, no, I might have one pint. And she's like, yeah, more like 1 gallon. And he kind of leads you out. And like I said, you see that there are a number of small residences, people that live in town. He comments that most of the population of Stagholm live further up in the mountains. And he says it kind of goes with the whole rugged individuality. These people, they don't want to be messed with. He says one benefit is we haven't seen an imperial tax collector here in ages. He says and the last time that they went up into the mountains, I don't think they returned.
Ooh, that is a benefit.
And as you are going through town, you pass this building right here, number 3. And it is actually a rather nice, large manor. And it's got like a wrought iron railing on the peaked roof. And he points that out and he says that is the Burgermeister's manor of the village of Stagholm. And he tells you that the Burgermeister he says, oh, she is a dwarf, the Sulin Frostsunder. And her 2 children, for a dwarf, she was blessed with having 2 children. Unfortunately, her husband was, Balin Frostsunder, was recently killed in an avalanche in the mountains.
Oh, that's so sad.
And you continue on through the... Did I not put... Oh, yes. You see building number 5, and he points out, he says, that is Olaf's general goods. Olaf Gunnarsson, he runs the general store. He says, it's a great place to get gear if you're traveling up into the mountains. There is very specific gear that you might want to, and he looks you guys over and he says, if you're heading up into the mountains, you'll probably want some more comfortable clothing for the elements.
We've already got cold weather gear, I think.
Did you already buy cold weather clothing?
We did one time. We got tents and fur-lined gloves and all that kind of.
Oh, okay.
I think we're okay.
As you are pulling to this intersection here, he points to 7, and he says, if you're traveling up into the mountains, I highly recommend you get a guide. And he says, Moreland's Guides is an excellent place. And you can hear the sound of dogs barking. And along the side of the building, you see that there are a number of dog sleds. And he says, yes, Roger Moreland, he and his 3 brothers, Shet, Curti, and Bo, they run the guide shop. And he has a fellow Stygian like myself named Skopti Vebredson, who is, if you can believe it, he's taller than I am. And he is one of their most excellent guides. Skopti claims that he has frost giant blood on his mother's side of the family, but I don't really believe him. Or is it his father's side? I don't remember. Then he kind of leads you over to this Weisswager Inn and Tavern and leads you inside. And as he opens the door, he yells out, he says, Britta! And you see that behind the bar is this fiery redhead, Britta Gunnarsson. She's the wife of Olaf Gunnarsson. And she runs the Weisswager Inn and Tavern with her 2 teenage daughters, Mistina and Cherry. Yeah, those kinds of girls. And she basically does all the cooking and running the bar and spends most of her time between the bar and the small kitchen. And the daughters, basically act as barmaids and take care of and ready rooms upstairs for anybody who wants to stay the night. They do have a stable. And Britta tells you that stabling of animals, as well as if you need barding or tack and harness, will cost you 4 silver pieces per night. And they have a smithy. Jeannie Emmanuel runs the smithy, which is a part of their stables. If there's something specific that you need a blacksmith's skills for, she's capable of doing that.
I'm subtracting my silver for my characters because that's fine.
You have some
'Cause I
what
can
left
stay
over?
there. I'm just subtracting the silver.
Oh, okay.
for staying, yeah,
Yeah,
because
me too.
that's acceptable to me. Um,
So rooms, up on the second floor. If you want a private room, it's 1 gold piece per night. If you want, they have 2 shared rooms that are 5 silver pieces per night, and then they have a common room that essentially it's just an open floor. There is a fireplace in there, but it's just an open floor for you to throw your bedrolls down, and it's one silver piece per night. They only have
okay.
the 1 private room, but yeah, 1 gold piece per night. It has like its own bathtub, and the girls will draw hot water for you, and the whole bit.
My characters are gonna take a shared room, I think.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, there are
and
2
then
shared rooms.
mine will do a shared room too.
Would be good enough.
Yeah.
You know,
Which leaves a private room for 1 gold piece for Dentry or Jackson, or I suppose the 2 of you could sleep in the shared room if you don't mind sharing the bed, or you can bed down in the common room.
we'll be lavish.
Okay. So, uh, Britta gladly sets up. She tells Miss Stina, "Go upstairs and ready those rooms, and grab your sister. I'll take care of our guests down here." And so the 2 girls go upstairs to make sure that the rooms have the 3 rooms have good bedding, and Miss Stina goes to boil some water so that she can fill up the bathtub, and so you guys kind of sit down at a table, and Britta comes over. So, what brings you to Stagholm? No, we don't get very many visitors, mostly prospectors and the like.
We are traveling. Oh, go ahead, Aurora.
We're gonna
Or
go explore the mountains.
Oh, well, then you probably want to get a guide. I mean, the Eastern Tradeway can get buried under feet of snow. Even in the summertime, it can be a treacherous run. Probably, though, this is the better time for you to travel.
Awesome.
So, a pint of ale is 5 silver pieces. A pint of mead is 1 gold piece. And they do, of course, have pints of wine for 1 gold piece.
Mormon will toss a platinum piece on the thing and go, keep our drinks and food coming until we stop asking. If
She
this
is
doesn't, if this runs out, if this constant naming of prices and stuff is one for many levels less than us.
So she takes that trade coin, and she looks at it, and she flips it over. She's like, "I don't think I'm going to ask where you got something like this, but I will keep the food coming." And she goes in the back and brings out a big wooden board with a roast joint on it, a half of a wheel of cheese, and a loaf of bread, and she comes out with pints of ale and mead and wine, and just sets them on the table and lets you guys kind of figure it out.
Sounds great. Does she happen to know of any tradesmen or builders, people that are
they're all over the town. Everybody here crafts their own things, and Hyric's like, "That's what I told him." And she says, "Hyric, your wife told me not to sell you any more ale." And he's like, "Oh, don't listen to her." And he puts down like a gold piece. And he's like, "Just keep sending me pints."
We're looking to hire several individuals to go help rebuild Castle Braunhaven.
Oh, that's a ways to the south.
It
Or
requires
a ways to the east, rather.
Yeah.
We may have to pick people up on the way back, is what I'm imagining. Like when we head back that way, we can.
Oh, I was thinking I would hire them and just send them out that way and go on, we got people there. Send them with a note.
So, I mean,
Into
you
their
could
jacket.
write, essentially what you can do is you can write out like a notice, and they've got a board in the Zweisfager that you can tack this to, and people that, it's got the little cutouts on the bottom, call Borman at, and you just take it off. And, but yeah, you can post this notice, and whoever's interested will come and look. What are you offering for pay?
I'm offering the same pay that we've offered our people over there,
So
which is
5 gold, 5 gold a month.
Yeah, 5 gold a month. Need craftsmen to help refurbish roofs, walls, clean up, things like that. Just go to the castle and maybe draw a little map to how to get to the castle.
Okay.
And write the guy in charge's name, see so and so, and you will be paid. And while you're under our employment, we'll feed you and house you.
Do we
Okay.
have a plan in case the tax? So there's no more tax people coming to like bother anybody, right? So I don't want the same thing that happened to the town to happen to the castle.
I think the money in the vault is a lot harder to get to, right?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
want them
we'll
to come
lose
and like
like
trash
yeah.
and kill anybody out there.
Oh well, I mean, now we can't stop people from coming and killing everybody we send down there. But the more people we send down there, the harder it is to kill everybody.
Yeah.
True. So yeah, you post this and give like a rough map, essentially pointing to the Eastern Tradeway and heading southeasterly from this location. And you post it. You'll have to, essentially it'll have to wait to see.
It's like fishing, I mean, we'll show up and see how it works out.
Yeah, I mean, probably going to take longer than the amount of time you're willing to spend in Stagholm. The population here is just not high. And so, and Hyrick is, sipping his beers, or sipping his ale, and he kind of tells you guys, actually, he's probably sipping mead. He tells you guys, back to what he was saying before, most of the town, most of this village, people live outside of the outside of the town proper, up in the mountains. Most of them are prospectors. There are some fur trappers, things of that nature. So most of the some of those guys, come winter, might be more willing to head that direction. And it is like midsummer right now. In fact, I can tell you. So yeah, it is the month of Julief. The festival of Midsummer would have just recently happened, and so Midsummer's not a. It is a huge festival usually, but it's not as big now as it used to be. But in the era before the era of the plague, which was about 200 years ago, it was a big deal. There were fairs and carnivals and all manner of things. And now it's starting to make a comeback, but it's not nearly as big. And coming into this town, you're not seeing any of the leftovers that there was some kind of festival or anything. You saw some of that in Braunhaven around the open market, where it looked like they had, maybe a small fair that they did. Probably that was going on right around the time that the tax collectors came in and ruined their day. But he tells you, he says probably more around, in a couple of months, probably around Septem, Octus, there's going to be more of these individuals up in the mountains. Maybe they had a lean couple of months, and rather than storing food for the winter and shacking down, maybe they'd be interested in going to work at your castle.
Cool. The only way we'll ever get it built so it's our place and all cool is to keep doing this shit.
That's true.
Eventually. I was wondering where about the treasure map tells us to go in this area.
So it tells you to go travel up 8, which is the Northern Loop Trail, and it moves through the foothills of the Schelus Mountains. There is a side trail, and actually Mavis already knows about the Northern Loop because there is a side trail off of the Northern Loop that leads to the Abbey of the Order of the Martyr.
Oh, cool. I can go visit it. Maybe I can see all the stuff I believe.
Yeah.
And it reconnects to the Eastern Tradeway at some point. But yeah, there is a side trail to the Abbey of the Order of the Martyr. Weather conditions in the winter months, anywhere from -5 to -20 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. But during the summer months, the lowest temperature along the Northern Trail can, due to wind mostly, is about -1. So I mean, the mountains climb fairly quickly.
Do you guys want to hire the guide then? It makes sense to me to do it.
Probably be best, I guess. At least with the guide, we've got somebody to manage dogs and help us move.
Sounds good to me. Makes sense.
What does a guide want to take us up into the foothills and on into the mountains?
So, are you going to head over to Moreland's Guides before you bed down for the night, or do you want to do that?
I mean, they would want to get ready for tomorrow if they're going out with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hire them in the morning, I imagine.
Okay, so
Fine.
I mean, if you want to hire them in the morning, I mean they're pretty ready to go whenever.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys have a very hearty meal. I mean, she plies with a trade coin. She plies the food and liquor onto you guys, and you bed down for the night. Very, very comfortable inn. Quaint, not quite as well established as, like, say, the Braunhaven coaching inn, but it is quite comfortable. And Mystina and Cherry make sure that you guys have everything that you need. And so the next morning, you head over to Moreland's Guides. And Roger Moreland introduces you to Skopti, who, and Hyric wasn't lying. Skopti's almost 9 feet tall. He has to, standing in the middle of the guide shop, he has to lean over. He has white hair and a beard and pale, almost bluish skin. And Roger tells you, oh, well, if you're looking for an excellent guide, Skopti is our best guide. And he says he has 24 sled dogs that we keep in kennels. They are available for rent. I do have, because I have a full stable, it's 3 gold pieces per day for a sled with 8 dogs. And he says that I breed the dogs, and I'll sell teams of 8 for 130 gold pieces. But otherwise, if you're just renting them, 130 gold pieces if you want to buy 8 of the dogs and a sled. But otherwise, if you just want to rent them, it's 3 gold pieces per day. And of course, Skopti would bring them back.
I want to rent. What about you guys?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, how much does he have for rent as far as dogs, will Scotty care for all the dogs, no matter how many we rent?
Oh, yeah.
We need 6 people. Need transport, and plus we might end up needing some sizable transportation stuff. So I mean, it was like just a good roundabout. How much for you and all your dogs to come with us and carry everything we need carried?
So a dog, a sled.
Like, I want to rent everything he has. This bullshit about how we can't take our stuff with us is over.
So he has 24 dogs. And so that would be, of course, 4 sleds. Each sled can hold 2 people. And if you wanted to get all 4 of them, so that would be 12 gold pieces per day rent. And you could use the 4th dog sled to carry any additional gear that you are carrying. Or that you are taking with you or wanting to bring back.
How much for the month?
So let's see here. So you're looking at like 52 gold for the month.
All right. Borman will buy a gem for 500 gold pieces from our stack of gems, so we have on-hand cash.
Okay.
Of 500 gold from the party, and I will give them 52 gold, and that carries our dogs for a month, right?
That should, yes. So Scotty also recommends buying crampons, just in case, because you never know if there's going to be ice and snow. Those are just metal spikes that fit to the bottom of your boots. They prevent slipping in icy terrain. And crampons, a set of 2, cost 2 gold pieces each.
That's easy. Sure.
Yeah, I'll buy 2 sets of them for my guys.
And he also recommends snowshoes.
Already got snowshoes and gold gear.
Okay, so I mean, if you don't have snowshoes, they're 2 gold pieces each.
Okay.
No. Yeah, so I should be able to walk, and we've already got rope and everything else.
Okay.
And we should have tents.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we should be set up for the cold weather, unless we were mistaken.
Yeah, it's not as bad.
We can do it.
Yeah, it's not as bad in midsummer as it would be if you were heading up into mid to late fall. Things can get rather nasty at that point.
And then before you move too far ahead, we need to pay for our horses and wagons to be stored and cared for a month.
Okay, so that.
And then I think I'm done with the fucking Your Highness's bookkeeping for a minute.
Let's see here. So yeah, that would cost you 17 gold, or I'm sorry, 17 silver for the month.
Okay, I will give them 8 gold pieces because I want my horses in excellent condition and shit.
Okay.
And it puts me in an even number in my bookkeeping.
Gotcha. So this is the Northern Loop Trail, and you guys. So this Northern Loop Trail travels for a total of about 45 miles before it reconnects. It kind of loops around the southern edge of the mountains and then kind of curves back over to the eastern tradeway as it continues through the mountains, and it zigzags all through the mountains. And you are following the map, and Skapti is heading you up the mountain now with the dog sleds. Now, for the most part, the dog sleds are you're walking because the snow isn't deep enough in most places to use the sleds as of yet. But Skopti, of course, wants to know, how far are you traveling? Where are we headed?
You might as well show him. I mean,
so you're wanting to go all the way to Zolotoheim? And
we want to go to where the place on the northern loop is.
Right, you're following the treasure map, but I mean, are you going all the way to Zolotoheim to find information about the second key, or ultimately?
We're doing that, and then we have 2 more treasure maps, a 5 and an 8.
Right,
that are supposed to be along this trail, right? Or are those down near the
those are down. So the 8 is way far to the south on an island.
Okay.
And the 5 was down to the south, near Smuggler's Cove, which is just off of the bay from.
So not in this general.
Not in this region, no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll hit this 5, and then we're wanting to go up and yeah, just like she was saying, the scepter, entry to the tower, blah blah.
Okay. So yeah, he's prepared for going all the way to Zolotoheim, and this, of course, is just a stop along the way. But who wants to make a tracking check?
I can do it.
We've got a guy for that.
Yes.
What I does.
What level is what level is Jackson now?
Jackson is 5.
Okay. You got a 60% tracking success rate.
I got a 20, so.
Okay. So following the map, Jackson leads you directly to where this map says this treasure is buried. Scrolling maps. What kind of treasure map is that?
5.
Okay. So you guys, wow, you guys do some digging. Everybody roll a d6.
It's per character?
Yes, per character.
Bullshit, double 4s.
It's a 1. One of those.
Oh, hell yeah.
Got a 1 and a 3.
So which of your characters got a 1, Cameron?
Mavis.
Okay. So Mavis, and which one, Dentry or Jackson got the 1?
I mean, probably Dentry because I roll them in order. So.
Okay. So Dentry and Mavis, you find where this treasure is hidden, and the first thing, and there are
I'm still in the room. Just getting ready.
somebody. So let's see. There are 4 percentage rolls. So who wants to make the first percentage roll?
I'll do the first one at 25.
You find a potion.
Okay.
It is a potion of roll percentage.
Okay. 44.
Ooh, Yeah, so there is this potion. What does it look like?
I don't know.
It is
Mavis controls the potions.
so
I'm
there's
on
this
top of it.
potion of a blue liquid that looks like there are wispy white clouds floating in it.
Ooh. Do we know what it is?
Whoever wants to make a intelligence ability check can do so.
Okay. Laurel, try first. Yay, made it. Rolled a 5.
It is a potion of flying.
Ooh,
Movement
that's
rate
good.
is 360 feet, 120 feet. And it is possible to move in any direction, including the ability to levitate and hover in midair. And its duration is 1d6 plus 6 turns.
Ooh.
Dang. A lot of turns of flying. Okay, that's great.
Who wants to make the next percentage check?
I'll take one.
Yeah, get yours. Low numbers. Oh,
Nope.
well, you don't know. These are treasure map tables. They might.
You find
67.
You find. Roll another percentage.
See, these things can make you really roll a lot of shit. There's no telling.
30.
You find 3 scrolls. There are 3 spell scrolls.
Mm.
You're doing spell scrolls too, Cameron?
Yep, that's me.
Wonderful.
Dentry, roll a d4.
Three.
Okay, and roll percentage.
$78.
It is a 4th level.
Ooh.
Wrong one. It is a 4th level spell scroll, cleric spell scroll of Cure Serious Wounds.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. That's good.
Nice.
So yeah, Cure Serious
Yes.
Wounds will do 2d6 plus 2 hit points.
Okay,
That is
wow.
nice.
That's great.
Dentry, roll a d4.
Four.
Another divine scroll, roll percentage.
84.
This is a 5th level. Fifth level, divine. Yep, this is a good one. This is a 5th level cleric spell scroll of Raise Dead.
Ooh.
Good.
Nice.
Restores life to a recently deceased human or demi-human, and can be used to destroy undead. A single undead monster is destroyed if it fails saving throw versus spells.
Nice.
Caster can raise a person that has been dead for no longer than 4 days per level of the caster, above 7th, so it would be 4 days. So they can only be dead for 4 days. Keep in mind, returning from death is an ordeal. The subject gets 2 full weeks of bed rest, and they only have 1 hit point for 2 weeks. They can move at half their normal rate, cannot carry heavy items, and cannot attack, cast spells, or use class abilities. And also, you lose a point of con, and that it's not So you can be raised from the dead a number of times as your con score. And finally, when
Because
you,
Okay.
permanent loss of con each time that you get raised from the dead is what he's saying, right?
well, you don't actually lose the con, but when you, let's say that you have a con of 12. If you've been raised from the dead 12 times, you can't be raised anymore. That's your final death. Is essentially how that
Well,
works.
oh yeah.
And Dentry,
Wow.
one more. Roll a d4.
See, yeah, that's,
D4. 2.
Arcane, roll percentage.
65.
Third level arcane spell. Again, I went to the wrong book because I'm fucking dumb. There we go.
the guy's got to be tripping out.
This is a arcane magic user spell scroll of phantasmal force.
Nice.
So
We've got a stack of them.
So
I mean, not Phantasmal Force, but magic user scrolls.
a visual illusion of the caster's choosing manifests in 20-foot cubic area. 3 types of illusions are possible. An illusionary monster that can be directed to attack. The monster has armor class of 9 and will vanish if it is hit. An illusionary attack, for example, an avalanche, a falling ceiling, a magic missile, etc. Targets whose save versus spells are unaffected. Or a scene, either changing the appearance of the affected area or creating the appearance of something new. The scene disappears if touched. Monster attacks may appear to be harmful, but no real damage is ever inflicted. The character who appears to die actually falls unconscious for 1d4 turns. Illusions, if the illusion is something the caster has not personally seen, then the referee should grant targets a bonus to any applicable saving throw. So there is the second magic item.
Now it's Cameron's turn.
Who wants to make the last magic item percentage roll?
I got out some manual dice. 33.
Another potion. So there are actually 2 potions
Oh.
left total. And Cameron, roll percentage.
What's more? Okay. 30, even.
So this potion, roll percentage again.
48.
So this potion, when you're looking at it, it looks like almost like a gray mist is inside the potion bottle.
Should I make an intelligence roll to try and figure out what it is?
Sure.
I made it. I rolled a 6.
Okay. So this appears to be a potion of gaseous form.
Ooh, I have one of those, so now I can put 2. So we would know what it was. That's cool. We're
What
gonna use that someday, and it'll be epic.
Put a star next to that, just so that we
Okay.
there's something else about this. That
Oh, okay.
and the last potion, there is another potion bottle in here. Who wants to make a percentage roll?
That's
I'll do it. It's fine.
yeah.
19.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Yeah. This potion looks like a bottle full of like Coca-Cola, and it's
Ooh,
bubbly.
yummy.
Get it.
Yeah.
I rolled above my intelligence for Mavis. All the lore right here. Just barely made it one lower.
So
So
Mavis tastes it, and it tastes very sweet, but she has no idea what it is. Alora tries it and determines that this is a potion of control human. Um, potion of this type allows one who drinks it to control the actions of creatures of a certain type, so in this case humans. You can exercise control while concentrating. The character can only control creatures that they can see. Controlled creatures will resist commands that are deadly to themselves. And human, it says, charm may be placed upon a human within 60 feet. One target may be charmed per round. The subject gets a save versus spells to resist. Up to 6 hit dice of humans may be charmed in this way. Normal humans count as half hit dice. Charmed individuals regard the character as a trusted friend and will come to their defense. They will obey the character's commands as long as these are not obviously harmful and do not contradict the subject's alignment.
excellent.
So that
Well, that
is the
comes in
horde from
handy.
that treasure map.
All right.
Should we visit the Order of the Martyr on the way there or on the way back? What do you think?
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, Scopty recommends, I mean, at this point, with the digging and whatnot, it is probably getting later in the day. He says that the Order of the Martyr is not far ahead, would be a good place to hole up for the night, and he says that the Order of the Martyr is known for being friendly to people and welcoming all.
Aw, that's nice. Yeah, let's go there. I will be right back.
Okay.
No. Go there. He'll be happy to know that Mavis is of the Order of the Martyr.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not going to turn down one of their own. Remember if I put this map in. I did. Give Cameron just a second. We're going to be getting into the Order of the Martyr, and we'll probably be closing up for the day.
I wonder if they've got a lot of gold. God, if we spend the night here and I gank their vault and don't tell Mavis about it.
Yeah, that would be. That is the behavior of a bad guest.
Well, you know. It is Borman we're talking about.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to make a check, a wisdom saving throw. If I don't make it, then tonight I'm gonna try to fucking go around and steal something. If I do, then I'm gonna rest peacefully.
So
the
Abbey is this really old. I wouldn't say necessarily a castle. It is a fortification, and nobody really knows who the original occupants of of this abbey were. It was built around negative 1200, so it's been up here in the mountains for a long time. But eventually, at some point, the Order of the Martyr moved in and decided that this was going to be their enclave. And so the Order of the Martyr, they venerate Saint Somen the Archer. And Somen was, for all intents and purposes, he was just a normal kid. And he grew up in a small village outside the capital city of Glaustein. And in his adolescence, he he became known as Soman the Archer because he excelled with a bow. And in his later years, and I say later years, as he in his early to mid 20s, he met and fell in love with a woman named Cassandra, and she was the love of his life. The sun and the moon rose and set on her, and this troubled the goddess Festus, and she sent him dreams. And the reason that this troubled Festus is that, come to find out, he had fallen in love with Cassandra, was really a succubus. And so Festus sent him dreams, and over the course of a couple of weeks, he learned the truth about who Cassandra really was. And in the middle of the night, he woke up from one of these dreams, reached down and plucked a magical arrow from his quiver at the bedside and stabbed Cassandra in the heart and killed her. And he was so distraught over this that he was 25 years old, and he was so distraught over this that he then flung himself out the window of their bedroom in the keep at in Glauschein and killed himself. And Festus was so distraught over this that she then caused a raging sleet storm to blanket the entire region for 40 days. And so he was canonized by the Temple of Festus and as a saint, and he was canonized in negative 1299. And so the Order of the Martyr kind of rose from that, and they venerate Saint Soman, and they are the Order of the Martyr. As far as the Empire is concerned, for some reason, the Order of the Martyr, the Empire has a bee up their butt about the Order of the Martyr, and so the Order has moved up here into this abbey in the mountains to kind of, avoid imperial entanglements. And so when you come up to this old fortification, this is the gatehouse, and it is just a simple stone and wood structure. There are 15-foot tall double doors that lead in, and so Mavis comes up and knocks on the door, and there are the number 2 here. These are these 2 guard towers, and there is a walkway that goes all the way around the entire fortification, and some guards yell down, and they come out and open the doors, of course immediately greeting Mavis because they recognize the holy symbol, and have you welcome you in to the abbey.
That's so nice. Is everybody bored? Am I like, yay?
Yeah, well, then they immediately bring you in through this eastern right here, through this entryway, and as you come in, there are 2 entrance halls, and coming in there is a white marble statue that depicts Saint Omen as a muscular, shirtless male wearing only a kilt and a winged helmet, and he's holding a longbow as though he's drawing the string. And they lead you in to oops, that's not what I wanted. They lead you into this number 7 up here, and it's just a large dining hall, and there's a big raging fire going, and there are a number of clerics and acolytes. There are a couple of paladins sitting at the table, and the walls are like a dark stained wood. There's a 10-foot tall ceiling. The floor is made of a light gray stone, and there are these large 8-foot long by 5-foot wide tables surrounded by chairs, and there's a huge fireplace. The opening of this fireplace is like 8 feet tall, and the clerics and acolytes, they all clamber around Mavis because It is common for clerics and acolytes and paladins of the order to essentially, I guess you could say they go on missions. They leave the abbey to experience the greater world and see what good they can do in the world. And so all of these acolytes and clerics, especially the younger ones, they all clamber around. They want to hear of Mavis's tales. What have you done? Where have you been? What adventures have you been on? Who are your friends? Who are these people?
I'll tell everything, including when Cassandra died, so everybody else will live. Yeah, should be pretty exciting, even though my
Oh yeah,
character
yeah. I forgot about the death of Cassandra, the other.
is also in order. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. They are very sad to hear about the death of Cassandra. And the immediately coming down to see what all the ruckus is the patriarch of the order, Patriarch Gifford, who is a 9th level cleric. And this guy is rickety old. He's like 78, walks with a cane. It takes him a while to get up and down stairs, obviously. And he comes in, and he, right as Mavis is telling about, what befell poor Cassandra in the catacombs. And he says, "Oh, did you follow the order's mandate that you bring at least part of her with you?"
Did I?
I would say you probably brought something. I know the rest of her you buried, but you probably brought a finger or something.
I probably brought a lock of hair. Like, if I knew that was a thing, I totally
Yeah,
would send it to him.
that would be a good one. And the reason for that is that the order likes to inter the bodies, or not necessarily the bodies, but they have
Remains.
yeah, some of their remains are interred here in the in the actual order. They have an ossuary of the faithful up on the 2nd floor, where some of these remains are interred, and they usually put like a plaster mask over a stone on the wall, and behind that stone is where they inter the remains.
No, for them.
Malachi would love to tour that.
It's finger licking good up there.
No soup for you.
Well, I mean, if there's a bunch of dead bodies, it's just the polite thing to do is to give them my respects.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If you had the body of your patron here, wouldn't that be a wonderful thing to pray upon too?
So everybody gets 368 XP for your traveling and how you've handled your finances.
You said 368?
Correct. Yeah, not a ton of XP.
No.
You found mostly magic items, potions, and you didn't kill anybody, so. But you did interact well, and so that was worth a bit. And we will pick this up next week with what's going on with the Abbey. And there's quite a bit of shit going on with the Abbey. All kinds of internal political intrigue because Patriarch Gifford is fucking old.
All right, cool. Looking forward to it.
All right, so we will pick this up next week at 12 o'clock on Saturday.
Yep.
Thank you. It was fun.
You're welcome. Have a good night, guys.
Later.
You too.